everyone. It's IRL, and I'm here with.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian. I am the co-founder of Niftgen. Happy to be here on the show.
Thanks for making the time to talk with me. I know the space has been a very busy space lately, but also you have been really busy because Niftgen is officially on mainnet now. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate it. We got it out on the mainnet. It was like a lot of work, especially the last 2 months. Like we've really been pushing to get the fundamental building blocks right, especially on the smart contract side, because like if those are not perfect when you launch it, then it can lead to other problems in the future. So we're happy that we got those right, and now it's all about onboarding creators and finding paying subscribers, right? Which is the challenge of every startup.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I do want to talk about Niftgen, but I want to talk about you first. I know you
Mhm.
have some experience in startup in the real world. But explain to us kind of a little bit about your background, how you found algorithms, how you decided to come up with Niftgen. Give us the rundown on if you don't mind.
Oh no, perfect. I love the question. Yeah, so like let's do so before I got into like blockchain startups and everything, I used to be a real estate agent in Miami, Florida, selling like high-rise apartments. That's kind of like where my career was. And then I guess you can say that my first exposure to blockchain was when I read the Bitcoin white paper, which was about 2014. I really should have bought Bitcoin back then, by the way. It would have been like the best return on investment in history. I probably would be retired by now if I had bought Bitcoin back then. But you live and you learn. And so that was my first exposure to blockchain. And I liked the whole idea of being decentralized, even though I didn't fully understand how that could be implemented. But that's how I got into it. Then when Ethereum came out, it was OpenSea was essentially the first app I ever tried. And I just like the idea of what NFTs are, what they could do. And although getting your wallet for the first time was a complete nightmare, like, we've all been there, right? Writing down the seed phrase on a piece of paper. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This is insane. But that was like my first expo like to Ethereum was that. Then my co-founder, because at Niftgen there's two of us, so we met at the University of Miami. That's where like we met, and so we've known each other for I think now it's almost 10 years to be honest. So we've known each other for a very, very long time. And we always wanted to do like something together, especially in the tech field, because we are like also very business minded. And so we decided we wanted to do something with blockchain. And so that's why we started exploring. So what are we going to do and which chain are we going to launch our project on? And at first, so our experience started in the Cardano ecosystem, right? That's where we actually first started because we didn't want to do ETH because transaction fees were crazy. I mean, I always thought about if the NFT is like $5, you cannot spend $30 in transaction fees, right? Like this doesn't make any sense. It's like when you want to do a wire transfer and the wire transfer fee is more than the actual wire. Like that
Right.
doesn't make any sense in any shape or form. And so we were like exploring with block. Back then, Niftgen was actually supposed to be an NFT marketplace. But I'll get to that a little bit. And so we went on Algorand. It was me and my co-founder. Sorry, not Algorand, Cardano. Me and my co-founder. And that's essentially where we started making the team. Like we found all of our devs there on the Cardano Discord. Like especially me, just every day reaching out to people, trying to see who would like to work on a startup with us. And we built a really good team. And I like the Cardano ecosystem. It's very, very strong. Plus, also, I like Charles Hawkinson. I watch him on YouTube all the time. I think he's almost an inspiration, honestly. However, our personal experience was that developing stuff on Cardano was extremely hard, primarily because you need to know this programming language called Haskell, which is very difficult to use. At least in our experience, in our personal opinion, it's very hard to use. I'm sure you can find hundreds of devs who would tell you, no, it's very easy to use. And so at one point, we decided that if we really wanted this project to really take off, we had to go to a chain which was just easier to build applications on. And so we started exploring, okay, so where are we going to move to? And it was between two. It was between Algorand, because we liked it because of back then, and still today, but like also especially back then, the documentation on how to build projects was very easy to read. compared to Cardano at that moment. And it was between them or Solana because that's where like it really started becoming popular and everybody was talking about Solana.
Okay.
And at the end, we chose Algorand primarily because of just it was very, very clear on what you had to do from a coding perspective to build projects on it.
Okay.
And our devs, like the dev on our teams, well, we have three devs, but two of them are from the Cardano ecosystem. We brought them over. And they mentioned it was like a breath of fresh air, knowing that, okay, now here you actually have more of an idea on how to build stuff on Algorand.
Okay.
And that's why we came here. Looking back, seeing how many times Solana has gone down, unfortunately, I'm glad we came over to Algorand. So good choice. That was a very good choice back then. And just to give a little bit more background, so we came over to Algorand, and back then Niftgen was supposed to be like an NFT marketplace. That's what we wanted to do, and we actually had a grant from the foundation to develop this marketplace. It was supposed to be essentially a marketplace for creators and fans to better connect on the platform and not have to like leave it, go to Twitter or go to other places. However, the thing is that at that point, everybody was doing NFT marketplace. I think there was something. I actually had this written down. I think there was at some point like 18 NFT marketplaces that were being built on Algorand. I know there's not 18 now, but at that point, like I felt everyone wanted to do an NFT marketplace. And so we were kind of like, okay, I mean, does it make any sense to have all these marketplaces in one ecosystem? And I stumbled upon this guy called Crypto Nerd on Twitter. He's one of the YouTubers on the Algorand ecosystem.
Yeah.
And yeah. And when we spoke with him in regards to what we want to do with the NFT marketplace, he actually told us it's interesting about the whole creators and fans connecting. And he started telling us about the problem YouTubers have in terms of connecting with fans. And I guess it was kind of like the conversation that started the change in this gen because me and my co-founder just went and did a bunch of research and realized that video creators not being able to properly monetize on YouTube and Twitch was a much bigger problem than artists, for example, in our opinion. I mean, to give you some statistics, there's over 70 million real time, like full time, well, not full time, but like about 70 million video creators on YouTube and Twitch, the ones that actually put in the effort of producing content at least once a month, right? Not just the ones that make a video once a year and then disappear. Like, I mean, like once a month, at least one video comes out. There's about 70 million of those. And 98% earn less than $12,000 per year, which is below the poverty line.
Yeah.
And so that was something that we realized, okay, like this is definitely a problem that needs to be solved. And we think that using blockchain technology is the best way to do it.
So, how would you describe kind of what Niftgen has evolved into now? The Niftgen we kind of have. I've got to know you through the process of Niftgen going on testnet, and now that we're on mainnet, how would you describe kind of the evolution and what Niftgen is now?
Yeah, so Niftgen right now, I mean, it's a hub for video creators to better monetize their content. So it's only videos. There's no art NFTs on it. Before there was, now there isn't because we're not an NFT marketplace. And essentially, and it's still going to evolve, right? I mean, it's like a finished product is a dead product in our opinion. And so pretty much like the long-term vision of Niftgen is for displays where users are actually rewarded for their engagement, meaning like let's say you have a account on Niftgen, right? Like you, for example, IRL, and some of the fans come over and watch you on Niftgen. They'll be able to earn like utility tokens, not a monetary value. I can talk about if you want later why there's not a monetary value behind it. And they're going to be able to use this token to access special features we have planned down the line for the platform, such as, for example, you're doing a live stream. They'll be able to vote on what type of content you can produce in real time during the stream for them to actually properly connect with you and for you to connect with them. So the whole goal is for fans and creators to better connect with each other.
Yeah. I know that you had like referral link bounty programs and stuff where you share a larger percentage.
Oh, yes.
of those subscriptions with the creators that are getting these referrals for people to join. I think that's all kind of like novel and interesting and really suits the Web3 um, own your own data, own your own content. You control who has access. I think that that's really cool. I'm interested to hear kind of what you see happening with Niftgen because I know right now just getting a product to mainnet in itself is a birth product. But what you kind of see now that you're working on onboarding content creators and subscribers, what are like the next couple features in the pipeline as far as the evolution of Niftgen goes?
Gotcha, of course, absolutely. So I can share a little bit in that regard. So one is because we really want to make the platform easy for non-crypto natives, right? I mean, we're Philip and I are huge believers that the best blockchain apps are going to be the ones where you don't really see the technology, and the blockchain technology goes behind the background. So what does this mean? Like you want to pay for subscriptions because you have to pay to watch content in Gen because we don't do ads because ads just kill the user experience. So what we want to do with the option that users can pay using a debit or credit card, right? Either pay for the subscription directly using debit or credit card, or you can top up your crypto wallet with debit or credit. And we're working with some providers to apply that. And also, for example, like essentially if users to be able to create an account using just their email address and not actually having to go through the burden of setting up their crypto wallet, writing down their keys on a piece of paper, because you and I know how fun that was, right? When we and where do you keep it, where do you store it? People just don't want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we're gonna work to implementing features that kind of like make those pain points less painful. Not completely eliminating them, right? Because you can't eliminate crypto wallets from a blockchain application, right? You're just not doing anything on the chain.
Right. But bringing that kind of the Web 2 experience people are used to, and a lot of those features and the seamless UI, it's very common for that access point to be email. Okay, that's really cool. So the next, like you said, the next to kind of recap are the next upcoming feature. So we're building out the content creator pool. We're looking for new subscriptions. Is your referral incentive already live, or is that coming soon?
That is live right now. So like to give you like a little bit of background how it works. So like you're a user and you want to be a creator in Niftgen, you apply to be a creator, and then like there's like a little bit of a process where we actually take the time to get to know you, get on a call with you because we want to know who's going to be on your platform, at least for now. So we actually make the effort of connecting with all the creators. And then once you have your account set up, you can go and not download. You'll have a referral link,
Uh-huh.
which then you can send out to users. And a user, let's say a user uses that referral link to subscribe to the platform. You, as the creator, will keep 40% of the commission. So let's do an example, right? So the platform subscription is $8.99, right, a month to access all the content from all the creators. And let's say you send a referral link to me, right? And I subscribe to the platform using the referral links you sent. You are IRL still gonna keep 40% of every time I subscribe because you put in the effort of inviting me, a user, over to the platform. And now in this case, you know me, right? You can imagine I could be just a completely random user that you're trying to form a deeper connection with. But I think it's only fair that you get rewarded for bringing people over to me.
And that's not a one-time incentive. That is a month-over-month thing.
Yeah, it's month over month.
Okay. That's that it's all very in line with the Web3 ethos, where like you're paid for your contributions, your data matters. You know, that clear chain of ownership. I think that that's really exciting. So I know that you are fresh off the launch, right? Um,
Yeah.
and Niftgen aims to kind of tackle this fun. I think it's exciting. This fun medium of like the gig economy and content creators and Web3. Like it's a novel thing, and especially in Algorand, but I've seen it really anywhere outside of Patreon, OnlyFans, YouTube, stuff like that. So I think that Web3 ethos could be really powerful in that setting. I do want to ask you, because you are right, like I said, you just launched to mainnet. Looking back, if you were to share some advice with us, or maybe give yourself some advice at the start of the journey, what what experiences or kind of what experiences gleaned insight for you personally that you might want to share with the rest of us?
Sure. Of course. I'd say launch earlier than expected, something that we should have done, right? Because when you want to release a product for the first time in mainnet, you almost treat it like your baby, right? You want it to be perfect, but there's no such thing as perfect. There's even no such thing as really great the first time you try something out. And when we first launched, we had some people actually reach out to me personally on Twitter saying, "Hey, why don't you change this like this?" Or like, "Why did you do it like this?" Right? Actual really good feedback. And we're like, "Oh, okay, that actually makes perfect sense." So the sooner you release, the more people can criticize and scrutinize your product in a good way, right? Because feedback is always valuable, right? And so the advice I would tell to people is to just build something that you can obviously don't build something that crashes when you have one user, right? That you shouldn't do that, but definitely launch like as soon as you know that your product won't crash when you launch. That's when you should launch.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I feel like user feedback is often one of the things when I ask creators, how can we support you? What does support look like to you? Using it and feedback is almost always number one, right? Um, so incredibly valuable. And there's businesses in the real world that pay for feedback, right? There's, you know,
Yeah,
samples, market samples and things like that. So um, I think it's interesting. Now, for users, if they want to check Niftgen out, is there a way, is there like a trial, or do you have to sign up to see any content? Or is there like a free trial? Or how does that work when you're getting to know Niftgen as a user? If someone's
gotcha.
favorite content creator has moved to Niftgen or is adding Niftgen to the mix, what does that look like
Yeah.
for a regular user and how they get to know your platform?
Great question. I love it. So, like right now, there is no free trial. You have to pay to access content. However, we're working on implementing, like literally on the home page, like something cool in the UI, which you'll know like which creators are on the platform and maybe give you guys like short previews on the type of content they are producing, right? So even before you log in with your wallet, you know, okay, these are the people on this platform. I like these people, so let me take the next step and see if I actually want to pay to access all of the content,
Yeah.
right? And this was some of the feedback we got when we launched on the mainnet, right? So that's back to what I was saying. The sooner you launch, the more you can get feedback like this.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It would be cool almost to have like a timer. Like you can watch 2 minutes. It might be 2 minutes of all one person, or it might be 10 seconds here and 10 seconds there. But almost like those free trials for software that make images or do video edits. You know, there's a window you can export maybe one file or whatever it is. I think because Niftgen is so different as far as the subscription model and removing ads, that as a user, I didn't know you decent, you have spent a lot of time getting to know the algo fans. So pretty much anybody in the space knows who Christian from Niftgen is and what you're trying to do. But I feel like if I was explaining it to my mom or dad or my friends down the street, they might expect that Web 2 experience, kind of trying it before they commit to a subscription, which I'm assuming month over month they can cancel anytime, just like a regular subscription.
Yeah,
But I think that would be really exciting, um, to give people a taste of what different types of ways of accessing content feels like, and looks like, and how that impacts people. I'm really excited. I am going to be doing my creator application, and I know you guys already know me. You sponsor the content that I put out now. You help me upgrade a lot of my software recently, and my GPUs and my CPUs, which I don't completely understand what any of that is. But I'm gonna fill it out and apply to be a creator and share what that process is like, because I feel like, although I'm not a YouTuber that gets paid anything, so I'm in that 0% category, and I don't make my content necessarily to make money. I think that it's a very cool way of adding extras in. Down the road, I can see projects maybe using that as utility. Like that subscription might come with buying an NFT. Like they might, I can see corporations possibly covering their employees' subscriptions if there was content, like professional development content. But, right?
Oh,
Kind of like how you used to pay for encyclopedia access for your students at school, or I'm kind of dating myself a little bit, but it used to be that's the perk of going to school. You could get a university Amazon subscription that was a little bit less, or you get access to the Microsoft suite when that was the only thing available. I think that that would be really cool. I just can't wait to see how it grows. So I'm going to dig into it and kind of share my experiences on how it's like to apply as a creator. But I can see so many use cases for, like I said, like those corporate memberships. I worked for the Auto Club for a long time, and they have a membership. Everybody knows about their road service and things like that, and that's really common, right? Is that if you're employed with someone, your employer is going to cover that road service, whatever. So you can definitely see a path for corporate type paying subscriptions for continuing education content and development content and things like that. So I'm really excited to see how it grows, and hope you and I can talk again soon and
yes, of course.
touch base. And like I said, it's just on mainnet now, but I couldn't wait to talk to you. So thanks for taking the time.
Perfect. Yes, thank you, and IRL, for having me on your show and everything. And absolutely look forward to coming back as soon as possible and seeing your content in the show.
I appreciate it. Bear with me. I'm a noob at all this content creating, so I feel like my feedback might be a different perspective than some of the other content creators that I know have hopped on and are onboarded. They're all a little bit more seasoned. I'm a fledgling creator, I call it. So I appreciate you being so patient with me and answering all the questions I've had so far. I have slid into your DMs on more than one occasion with questions about Niftgen, so I appreciate the time. I really do.
Absolutely, no problem.
All right, we will talk again soon. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the launch, and look forward to my application coming soon.
Perfect, wonderful. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kristen. Take care.
I love you.